Welcome to Black History Illuminated. Join us on a captivating journey through time as we shine a light on the extraordinary achievements and untold stories of Black individuals who have shaped our world. From groundbreaking inventors to trailblazing artists, we explore the diverse tapestry of Black excellence, igniting conversations and challenging perspectives. Subscribe now and become part of our passionate community as we celebrate, honor, and learn from the rich heritage of Black history. Prepare to be inspired. Get ready to be enlightened. Welcome to Black History Illuminated. Together, we're controlling our narrative. Welcome back. Let's get into the Wilmington race riot of 1968. It was a pivotal event in the history of Wilmington, Delaware, triggered by the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr., the riot and subsequent occupation of Black neighborhoods by the National Guard exposed deep racial tensions and the need for racial justice in policing. In the aftermath of MLK Jr.'s assassination, Wilmington, Delaware became a hotspot of civil unrest. The city's Black neighborhoods were hit hard by riots that erupted in response to the tragic event. The riots quickly escalated, leading to the occupation of these neighborhoods by the Delaware National Guard. The occupation of Black neighborhoods by the National Guard was a striking example of the racial inequality and injustice that plagued Wilmington and the nation at large. The occupation, which lasted for 9 months, marked the second longest occupation of an American city by National Guard troops since the Civil War. The race riot of 1968 exposed the deep-rooted racial tensions and systemic discrimination that existed in the city. It brought to the forefront issues of racial inequality in law enforcement and the urgent need for reforms. The occupation had a profound impact on the city's Black residents, who felt the weight of oppression and a loss of trust in law enforcement. The Wilmington race riot also had implications beyond the city itself. It became a central issue in the political landscape, particularly during the presidential campaign of Joe Biden. Having witnessed the occupation firsthand, Biden's understanding of racial justice and policing was shaped by these events. The events of the Wilmington race riot have left a lasting impact on the city and its residents. It serves as a reminder of the struggles faced by Black communities in our fight for equality and justice. The riot also highlights the importance of addressing systemic racism and working towards meaningful reforms in law enforcement. The Wilmington race riot of 1968 was a pivotal moment in the history of Wilmington, Delaware. It exposed the racial tensions and systemic discrimination that plagued the city, and its effects are still felt today. If you found this video informative and thought-provoking, be sure to subscribe to our channel, give it a thumbs up for more captivating historical content. Until next time. Today, we delve into the troubling history of Levittown, Pennsylvania, a town that exemplified the concept of sundown towns in America. With its origins in the post-World War II housing boom, Levittown became a symbol of racial exclusion and segregation. Let's explore the story of Levittown and its impact on the surrounding community. Levittown, Pennsylvania, emerged as one of the most iconic examples of suburban development in the 1950s. William Levitt, a renowned developer, implemented a massive housing project that aimed to provide affordable homes for returning World War II veterans and their families. However, Levittown's initial success was marred by its racially discriminatory policies. From its inception, Levittown was designed to be a whites-only community, excluding Black Americans. William Levitt used restrictive covenants and racial screening processes to ensure homogeneity within the town. These practices violated fair housing laws and perpetuated racial segregation. Black Americans who attempted to purchase homes in Levittown were met with resistance, hostility, and even violence. Cross burnings, threats, and protests against integration were not uncommon. The Levittown community actively enforced the idea that non-white individuals were not welcome. It wasn't until 1957, following a legal battle, that the courts finally struck down Levittown's discriminatory practices. The Myers family, a Black family, bravely fought for their right to live in Levittown, challenging the pervasive racial barriers. Their struggle, along with growing pressure from civil rights activists, played a significant role in desegregating Levittown. Levittown's legacy is a complex one. While the town eventually became more racially diverse, the scars of discrimination and exclusion lingered. The discriminatory practices of Levittown mirrored the widespread racial segregation prevalent in other sundown towns across America during that era. In reflecting on the history of Levittown, Pennsylvania, we are reminded of the deep-seated racism that shaped the development of American suburbs. Levittown's transformation from a sundown town to a more inclusive community highlights the power of activism and the long-lasting impact of individuals who fought for equality. If you found this informative and thought-provoking, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more captivating Black American historical content. Until next time. Welcome back. In 1912, Forsythe County, Georgia was plagued by racial tensions and discrimination. This era witnessed the systematic expulsion of Black Americans through violence and intimidation, leaving a dark stain on the county's history. Forsythe County, Georgia in 1912 was a place deeply entrenched in racial hostility and segregation. Black Americans faced immense discrimination, economic exploitation, and the denial of basic civil rights. The county became notorious for its aggressive efforts to maintain an all-white community, resorting to violence and intimidation to force Black Americans out. One of the most notorious incidents occurred when a young white woman, May Crow, accused a Black man, Ernest Knox, of assaulting her. This accusation led to a mob of white residents storming the county jail, dragging Knox out, and lynching him in a horrifying display of extrajudicial violence. The lynching of Ernest Knox exacerbated racial tensions, and Black Americans living in Forsythe County faced heightened fears for their safety. Many were forced to flee the county, abandoning their homes and possessions as they sought refuge elsewhere. White residents seized the opportunity to claim the abandoned properties, further solidifying the county's segregationist agenda. The events in Forsythe County in 1912 were not isolated incidents, but reflective of the pervasive racism that plagued the American South during that era. The county's campaign of racial cleansing and violence against Black Americans represented the larger system of white supremacy that denied them equal rights and opportunities. Although Forsythe County has undergone significant changes since 1912, it is crucial to acknowledge and reckon with its dark past. Understanding the historical injustices allows for a deeper examination of racial inequality and the ongoing struggle for justice and equality. The events of 1912 in Forsythe County, Georgia, serve as a haunting reminder of the deep-seated racism and violence that stained the country's history. If you found this informative and thought-provoking, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more captivating Black American historical content. Until next time.